Okay, so for my first topic this week, one of the things I think is really important is that in all of our careers, mine included, you get to a point where you can feel that you've lost your direction a little bit, that actually you're not making progress, or that people you're with don't actually see. It's not that they don't see your potential, for whatever reason, the feedback you're getting is people are telling you that you're starting to fail. And obviously that can be very disheartening, that if you're trying really hard but actually you're failing at whatever you're doing, or at least in other people's eyes that you are. I wanted to kind of give this example. So Terrance Tao was a child prodigy maths genius, and I mean, top level, that he will go down in the history books as a child prodigy in terms of maths. At age 10, he was identified as, super special. Went through, did his degree, super young, etc. When he went to do his PhD, and PhDs are largely kind of research-based stuff, he was actually given the feedback that he was starting to fail his classes. So not just fail against his potential, actually properly fail what he was doing. And what's really interesting is actually this guy blatantly had the talent, and he loved maths, loved the topic. But for whatever reason, it could have been his inspiration, the environment he was in. Basically, he'd lost the passion for what he was doing. And that can happen to all of us. We can all find ourselves in a job or a career or whichever that actually, we're not loving. And the challenge always is that how, if you want to, do you break free from it? How do you find your passions and that kind of thing? And that is something we kind of cover on the course. But actually when then happened is that Terrance went on to win the Fields Medal. So if you don't know much about the Fields Medal, it's the Nobel Prize for maths. You have to be exceptionally good to win this prize. It's not a case of a normal person could do it. You need to be absolute, best in the world. But what I thought was really interesting is that someone that has the talent, and I think we all kind of relate to that, and we all believe that we have something inside us that we want to achieve. We've probably also been through some times of challenge where actually people, and I've had it in the past where teachers are like, you're not good enough, you shouldn't do this, stick to that, and they almost try and put you in a box. And I've had former bosses that have tried to do that. But then again, a great example that this guy battled through all of that to then go on and actually win the Fields Medal and actually, kind of achieve, world fame. And I think you get $1 million if you win it as well. And it was just a really interesting story that I kind of wanted to share. But what again was interesting, the more you look at Terrance and interviews that he does, and he does a regular blog, and actually he's a really nice guy, was that actually he said that when he went through his career and he won the Fields Medal, there was a point where he was famous and he got invited to the White House and all these big dinners and black tie balls and stuff. And then fairly quickly, that all died away as people moved on to the next year and that kind of thing. And I think what can also happen, again, with people who do academic research, or actually anyone that strives for a particular goal, where you work so hard for it. Tyson Fury had this when he fought his entire life to become world heavyweight champion. After he'd achieved it, he then almost lost his purpose a bit, and then almost you fall back into the same cycle. So I think one of the things that's really important to do or consider or find is what I mentioned before about the ikigai. It's your one driving mission or purpose which you feel that you can build arguably forever. It's a challenge that you can keep tackling to almost keep you on the straight and narrow. And then what Terrance found is that when it went back to normal, he was then just a researcher in his university doing his daily life. And it was just funny how things come and go. But the point is, if you can find your passion, find something that you love doing. So for me, it's this. I love the tech. I love trying to push it. I almost love pushing it enough that it almost breaks each week and then something will go wrong. But that's just me, and it's something that I want to keep getting better at. And I'd love to know what you're up to. And then likewise, hopefully this gives you a little bit of inspiration just in terms of, even people that are genuine geniuses and the best in the world at what they do, even they go through times of struggle and stuff, which hopefully means that there's some use for the rest of us.